Ryan, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on?
Hey, Ryan, I don't know if you heard that, but Chuck Liddell's back.
I did hear that. That's awesome.
You're okay with that?
When's that fight? What do you say? October?
He's hoping for November against Tito Ortiz, and he's hoping to team up with Oscar De La Hoya to do it. How do you feel about this? As a light heavyweight, this is your division. He could be coming after you.
No, I love it. He's one of those guys. When I was coming up, I was wrestling, and we'd see him at, we were at ASU, and we'd go wrestle Cal Poly, and he'd be there. So I've always been a huge fan, and he's definitely, you think about MMA, it's him, and so, yeah, I mean, to see him come back and if he wants to fight, and obviously he does, and to be able to do that at, 48, 49 years old, it's amazing.
Yeah. The fight game, though. I mean, everyone faces this in the fight game. It's hard to say goodbye. Is there any part of you that says this might not be safe? Every fighter, I feel like, faces this decision, right? When to say when to say goodbye. He is 48, right?
Yeah. It's up to him, though. It's he's a competitor, and we everybody knows that about Chuck Liddell. He's going to go out there, and put all out on the line. And I just kind of feel if he's missing something and he wants to get in there, and I feel like Tito's a good opponent to do that with. They're both a little older and the legends of the sport, but I feel like it's up to him. It's his decision. And if he wants to go out there, and he's older, he's 48, and fighting is not a healthy sport, especially when you're older. But he obviously wants to come back. He wants to do that. He wants to test himself. He misses that competition, so I feel like it should just be on his shoulders and let him make that decision.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's his situation to deal with. Let's talk about your situation. What a performance. What a win. 15 seconds. I always wonder with those fights, you build up to them, you prepare, they're on your mind for so long, and then it just goes that quickly. It's happy. I know it's a great moment. You're thrilled. Yeah. But is a part of you like unfulfilled? Like, did you want to get more out of your system?
No. Well, when I was earlier in my career, I was like, oh, man, if something happened like that, you kind of want to, you miss going, the 3 rounds or having a war or something like that. But nowadays, especially in this tournament where we're going to be fighting pretty quickly again, to get in there and get out unscathed without any injuries, it's always a good day. So I thought that was going to happen. I thought I would, in that fight, I was willing to take a little punishment to give some, because I felt like I can withstand what he had, and I felt like if I connected with him, I'd be able to put him down. And then obviously it was the first punch thrown, so 15 seconds. And nowadays I'll take that and come out healthy and ready to go on to the next one.
This was a fight that I don't know if a lot of people realize was somewhat of a rematch. You guys fought, over a decade ago in wrestling. Was it personal at all for you? Like, did you draw on the feelings that you had? Because, you don't need me to tell you this, but that was somewhat one-sided back then when you competed, right, in wrestling?
Completely. Yeah, it's okay. Embarrassing. In wrestling, if you can get pinned, it's like getting caught with a punch, right? But he texted me. He beat me by 15 points.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing that can happen, right? But no, I wasn't thinking about that or dwelling on that. The only thing I took from that is how good of an athlete he was and is, and so, that was so long ago. I've had, with fights with Phil Davis, he beat me in college too. And it feels like that's forever ago. It's cool to compete, and we've been competing against each other almost, 18 years. And the only thing I really took from that is how good remembering how good he really is, and to be ready for that.
How much did you enjoy this process? You didn't have to cut any weight. Was that just a nice little, weight off your shoulders?
Yeah, I might get spoiled. So got to eat the whole time. Usually on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm kind of coming in, and I'm pulling at least 15 pounds out of my body on Thursday and Friday morning. And that's kind of watching my weight get down Wednesday, and then being prepared for the hard cut. I'll probably lose 10 pounds in like 25 minutes or an hour. I take a little water in, take a bath, and then in the morning Friday, I get 3 or 4 pounds off. And so to not have to do that, I was excited to see how I felt in the cage. It was, like you're saying, it was too quick to even, go through that. But I felt great all week, and it just one that took away one stressor from the whole week.
Any chance you're done with light heavyweight since this went so well for you?
No, I want to get the heavyweight belt, and I want to defend both 100%, and then figure out where I go. So I go out there, win my next 2 fights, get the heavyweight belt. There might be an intriguing fight at heavyweight that I might want to fight, or down at light heavyweight. But so you kind of cross that bridge when it comes there. But I want to get both belts. I want to defend both belts and kind of see where I go from there. And if that means that they have to fight for an interim belt at light heavyweight, then so be it. It just depends on getting that heavyweight belt and seeing what fight makes the most sense.
And could you say, did you actually feel stronger in there? Did you feel better? Did you feel like that was the best version of you because you didn't have to deal with weight cutting at all?
Well, yeah, I've never not cut weight. In wrestling and fighting, it's always, I've always cut weight for the competition. So it's got to do something. You're pulling that water weight out, and then you're trying to rehydrate within 24 hours. And my leg, the biggest thing I think was my legs. Because we work out hard, and not hard, but work out every day, and then a hard weight cut. It takes the legs out a little bit. And so I just remember one thing I did notice: my legs felt strong. Felt like they were underneath me. Whereas when you cut weight a little bit, your legs they don't feel weak, but they just feel not normal. And so that was the biggest thing. And I was just, I think, nerve-wise, I was a little better too. Like I said, just taking away that stressor of cutting weight. Fight week was perfect, and then before the fight, just felt great. So everything came together.
You've now won 10 of your last 11. Your last 2 fights, very dominant finishes. You're undefeated, of course, in Bellator. How much does the way things ended in the UFC fuel you to prove them wrong, to prove that you should have gotten a title shot, that you should have been considered to fight Daniel Cormier, that you should have gotten at least one shot in the history of your time there, that they misused you, that they maybe didn't appreciate you? How much does that come into play as you continue to, roll through everyone in Bellator here?
At the beginning it was a little bit, but now I'm so far just removed and gone from that. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm so happy where I'm at. Bellator has done nothing but amazing. Great experience every time I go to the fight week. Everybody that's involved in that promotion, and they're just great people. And there's a respect factor there's both ways there too. And so I'm not even. It doesn't really even cross my mind anymore. I wish I got a chance. All I wanted in the UFC was a chance to prove myself. And so I'm in where I want to be. I'm in my mind's right. Physically, I'm the best I've ever been, and so I'm happy where I'm at. And then coming over here and fighting for the title, fighting at Madison Square Garden first fight, and then being able to do this heavyweight Grand Prix, those exciting things. And a lot of people are talking about Bellator, and I think we're definitely moving in the right direction, and it's going to be big.
So you're going from fighting a guy who has since announced that he's going down to 185 to a true blue heavyweight, a guy who has been a heavyweight his entire career. Any size concerns there?
Well, yeah, this is I'm entering this heavyweight tournament right now. Mo is probably the smallest guy I've ever fought. So we kept everything the same. I'll put on maybe a little size, but I want to keep what makes me win and makes me good. My cardio, being fast. Mitrione's a big guy and he's fast. And Mitrione's a friend of mine. He's a great fighter. He moves well. His striking is some of the best in the heavyweight division. I got to go in there and do what I do. His weaknesses are what I do best, and so I look to exploit those. But yeah, I'm definitely stepping up in the heavyweight division with him for sure.
How much do you expect to weigh in that fight?
I'm pretty much going to be around 230 for this whole tournament.
Okay.
I weighed in at 225. That was just me getting up in the morning, just going to the scale and weighing in. And my body's kind of used to fight week, basically. It'll start shedding, 3 or 4 pounds without doing anything, just kind of preparing because whether it's routine, whatever, it knows, usually I'm cutting weight. So I'll be around 230, 235. But like I said, I don't want to go in there and fight at a weight that I'm not used to fighting at. I want to be in there 230. I'm used to sparring. I'm used to fighting that. I'm fast. My cardio is on point. And, I don't want to go weight for weight with a guy like Mitrione. He's taller. He's bigger. So go in there, like I said, do what I do best.
Considering the other 3 fighters left in the tournament, do you consider yourself the favorite?
Well, I consider myself the favorite right at the beginning. I believe in myself, and I know I can and am going to win this tournament, at the very beginning. And so for me, it's fun to look at, take a bird's eye view and look at this bracket and potential matchups and all that. But, you just got to keep your head down. I had Mo, and that was my focus. I thought it was one of the tougher matchups for me in this tournament, and got that job done. Now I move on, fighting a true heavyweight, and then go out there and win that fight, and you're in the finals, and you're fighting against either Fatal or Chan, and that fight for me is a toss-up. I don't know who's going to win that fight, so I approach it like you go into nationals at a wrestling tournament. You look at it, it's kind of daunting. You just go out there and handle your business one match at a time. All of a sudden, you're in the semis. So that's the kind of attitude I coming in, and I know I can win this thing. And so I've always thought right from the beginning, even before we knew any names, I was going to go out there and win it.
Do you have any idea when that fight happens? Have they told you a time frame?
I've heard September or October, and I believe they're trying to do both the semis on the same night. Is right. What I've hearsay what I've heard.
I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense, right?
Oh, it definitely makes sense. Go in there, you have both the semifinals, match them up, get them in the cage afterwards, and then I heard potentially in January for the finals.
One last thing before I let you go, Ryan. I know you were busy on Saturday, but maybe you have your finger on the pulse. Have you seen all the controversy surrounding what happened in the main event of the UFC fight between Raquel Pennington and her corner?
No, inform me. Fill me in on what happened.
Okay, well, it really it kind of needs to be seen, but I'm just trying to get the pulse of obviously people who I respect who actually compete in the sport. 4th and 5th round, she's losing all 4 rounds. She turns to her corner before the 5th round and says, "I'm done. I want to be done." And her corner says, "No, no, 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 no. Let's go back out there. Give me all you got. We'll recover later." Doesn't offer any sort of technical advice. Doesn't offer a sort of negotiation. Hey, give me a minute. Let's try to do this, accomplish this. And then if not, I'll throw in the towel. It just says, "No, I want you to go back out there." I have a problem with this. This bothered me. I felt weird about it. I feel like they failed her as a corner, and I just wanted to know what you thought about that. If you've ever been in a situation like that, or if you're watching that and you see a fighter say, "I'm done," because I know how hard it is for a fighter to actually verbalize that and say it, and the corner essentially says, "No, we want you to go back out there." Is that problematic?
Yeah, I've kind of see both sides of that. I've cornered a lot, and I've cornered some guys, and one guy in particular, he was just tired, and he was like, "I'm done." He was my knee. I'm like, "Hey, you're good. Let's go back out there." There's a fine line there, though. And I think it needs to be that relationship where, those corners know that fighter and that fighter knows the corners. Where if I'm in a fight and if I tell my corners I'm done, they know I'm done, but at the same time, it's a fine line when, you're getting beat up. There's no, it doesn't look like you're going to win. And you're going to be, giving some positive reinforcement. I don't know what happened because I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
You got this. You got one round. Just get out there and you don't want them to feel like they've, failed themselves also. Because you look back after a fight, you're like, "Oh, I just tired. I should have went out there." So it's a fine line there. And I can see, being a corner, I can see, hey, just go out there and get this done. We got one round left. But I did not see that whole situation, so I don't know how bad if she was getting beat up or anything like that, but for me, if I tell my corner I'm done, they know that physically or whatever it is, I'm done and get me out of there, so it's a relationship with your corner. And I don't know if she has that. I've had corner been where I'm not really close with, and they just kind of, I need an extra guy, but so it's a fine line, and I don't know that whole situation though.
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate you weighing in, and of course, appreciate you coming on this Monday. Congratulations on the great victory. I would imagine one of the most memorable of your career thus far, and what a career it has been. Defeating someone like King Mo in just 15 seconds is amazing. So enjoy it. Congratulations, and then of course, good luck in the next round against Matt Mitrione. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.